Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. We are waiting for, sorry for the delay actually. Uh, Mishaps when it comes to our internet connection and all. So I would like to extend my warmest welcome to everybody to the last webinar that we are going to undertake this afternoon. Actually, I'm just waiting for our speaker. But nevertheless, so para hindi maubos ang oras natin waiting, we're just going to start our program this afternoon. So good afternoon once again. Welcome to the third and final part of our FS webinar series, spearheaded, of course, by the pre-service teachers of Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Colleges, Marbel Incorporated. And despite of the interruptions once again, kanina umaga, of course, our life must go on. So by the way, I'm hoping to have a session full of learnings with our invited guest speaker today. So to formally start our program, a prayer will be rendered to us by RMMC Hilig Choral, followed by the Philippine National Anthem, the South Cotabato Hymn, and Coronadal Hymn, and also our RMMC hymn. Amang nasa langit, papuri sa iyong ngalan mo, itataas dito sa lupa sa langit. Salamat, Panginoon, sa iyong kabutihan, sa pagligtas sa amin, sa apoy ng kasalanan, pagpaparin mo kami sa aming mga kamalian. Maging karapat-dapat kami sa bigyan mo kami ng sapat na biyaya sa lupa at sa dagat, mula sa timog at kanluran, hilaga at silangan, ito'y aming dasal, sa iyo ay kapal, ang mga sa langit, papuri, papuri sa iyo. Parang magiliw na sa silanganan, lalak ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang binirang, buwit ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupi, di ka kasisi. Sa nagpapulong sa sinulat, sa langit ang para, manilat ang pula, tawag sa ang kayang minamahal. Ang isang pagkatawag, buwit ang may lalagay, ang bituin na tanong kaya ang may matili, lupa ng araw ng walay pasita, ay langit sa piling mo, ang inikaya ng may matali, ang matay ang dahil sa iyo. Ang lalap ng Indeed, our MMC is really forever. By the way, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good morning sana kanina. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Good bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Kamusta ba? Sabi ng aking professor sa French. So how are you? I hope everybody is doing fine and ready to learn today with our speaker, invited speaker. By the way, I am Conses Dayan E. Fahartin, and I am going to be your moderator and host for this day's webinar. Before we're going to start our activity, let us see who have won for our episode 2 of the selfie series, our special activity for this program. So for RMMC Jensen, we have here Miss Janelle Impang. I don't know if I have mispronounced your name, but please do so correct me. Janelle Impang with 89 likes. And from RMMC Marbel, we have here Sir Jan Lee. I forgot the family name of this young man, but basically that's his first name. So congratulations to the both of you. You may receive your prizes by texting or following this one. So to claim your prizes, you need to text 0935-6978-113 the following: your full name, your contact number, and your service provider. Bakit ko siya sinulat na ganyan? Kasi may nagsagot sa akin ng service provider, si Ma'am Fahartin daw ang service provider, and it's not, okay? It's not. Hindi ako ang service provider ninyo. It's either si Globe, si Smart, si TM, or si TNT. Ayan po. Okay, now, let's move on to the reading of our mechanics. But for this time, there will going to be changes in the mechanics. So what are those changes? First, still, every webinar participant will take a selfie of himself or herself, watching, listening, taking notes of course, during our event this afternoon. He or she, of course, will still upload it in your Facebook with the official hashtag of the webinar mamaya. So mamaya malalaman niyo kung ano yung official hashtag ng webinar natin. 3, ito. The past 2 webinars, ang cutoff natin is tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pero ngayon, our cutoff will be tomorrow 11:59 p.m. So basically, pag 12 o'clock, Sunday na yun siya. So hindi na po counted yung likes and reactions doon na part. So highest reactions will be declared the winner via group chat. For RMMC Jensen, I have 2 group chats. For RMMC Marbel, I have BE Ed, and kinokontak lang po namin si BS Ed for the winners. And how are we going to determine the winner? Ito na siya ang medyo iba dito talaga sa ating webinar ngayon, since we are episode 3. We're not just going to have 1 winner. We're not just going to have 2 winners. But since we are already in our episode 3, we're going to have 3 winners per institution. Take note of the term per institution. Will be given a chance to win 300 pesos worth of load. So basically, 300 pesos po kada isa, hindi 300 divided by 3. 300 po kada isa. Ayan. Kaya, what are you waiting for? Of course, you need to take pictures of yourself na po. Hindi po necessary na naka-makeup po kayo, hindi po necessary na naka-ayos po kayo, pero sa amin kasi sa Marvel, naka-polo po talaga yan sila. Hindi po necessary na ganun. As long as you have your selfie at that, listening, taking notes, and all, that's okay. So take a selfie and do not forget to post it in your Facebook accounts, of course, with our official hashtags, hashtag teaching online, hashtag it takes 3 episode 3. Ayan. Take note of these hashtags, hashtag teaching online, hashtag it takes 3 episode 3. Ayan. So I hope everybody has already known this. Or na-screenshot na ba? Or nakikita na ba nila? Okay? So, at this juncture, to formally or to welcome everyone of us in this webinar series, in this last part of our webinar series, let us welcome Mr. Melvin Velasco, a BE Ed pre-service teacher, for his welcome address.
To our program director, Ma'am Consistent Martin, and to our guest speaker for this episode webinar series activity, and also to my colleagues, a blessed morning to everyone. So this morning is an important day for all of us. We will be learning more important process we do in our future. It's all about online learning environment. I hope you will pay attention to our discussion we will have, and I look forward for any suggestion, comments, and reactions you will share at the end of this activity. Just sit back and relax and enjoy and listen to our FS webinar series. Once again, a blessed morning to everyone.
Thank you, Sir Melvin. But before we're going to proceed to the introduction of our guest speaker, let us know first the rules that everyone needs to follow in our webinar. First, of course, you need to listen carefully to our speaker. You may take down notes if you wanted to do so. If you have questions, you may feel free to comment it down on the chat box in our YouTube live, and it will be answered during our open forum. 2 simple rules that everybody needs to follow. And now, let's to introduce our guest speaker. We have here, may we all welcome Ms. Hannah Grace G. Paniagua.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hannah Grace G. Paniagua from Bachelor of Elementary Education, 4th year college student at Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Colleges, Marbel Incorporated. Today, I have the honor to introduce to you our speaker for our FS webinar series entitled Episode 3, Teaching in an Online Environment. She graduated her bachelor's degree at Notre Dame of the Diangas University in General Santos City last March 1998 with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Her first graduate study was Master in Public Administration at Mindanao State University in General Santos last June 2002. As of today, she is currently taking up her doctor's degree in information technology at the same school University of Southeastern Philippines. She is part of the Philippines Society of Information Technology, Region 12, from 2015 to the present. She became a resource speaker from various seminars of Software Freedom Day, online teaching, IBM Eventualist, entrepreneurship at its finest, Yaman Jansan, the 21st Century Educator, and Seminar on Technology in Mathematics. She is also a national speaker on a national development conference in Grand Regal Hotel at Davao City, Philippines, last April 28, 29, 2011. And she's also an international presenter and was awarded second best presenter in International Conference for Digitization last 2019 at Skyline University College, UAE. Without further ado, let us welcome our speaker for today, the current Program Director of Information Technology Education, Ramon Magsaysay Memorial College's main campus, Miss Ethel L. Oczon.
Okay. So good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for that. How do I say it? Too long introduction, but well appreciated. So should I take the floor now, the virtual floor now, ma'am?
Yes, po.
Diane. Okay. Before I will share with you my screen, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank every one of you, especially Ma'am Diane and Dr. Bantulo, for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with your youngs, with your future teachers. Thank you so much, ma'am, for always trusting my uh, my expertise on this. But anyway, yes, let me now start with the session by sharing my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen now, ma'am?
Not yet po.
Okay. How about now, ma'am? Okay
Yes,
na po ba?
opo.
Okay. All right. So let's start. Okay. I was tasked to deliver with to you the tips on how to teach online. So I just would like to say how to teach online effectively. Okay. So let's begin by addressing the questions first. Okay, there are a few questions here that you would most likely ask yourself. Okay, so when we teach online, our challenge, there are so many challenges we will be facing. No, one of that is the time. Okay, time constraints. So if you will teach online, you have your content ready. You should have your content ready. Yung anong ituturo mo. But that's not all. Kasi yung content mo is just a part of the entirety of this activity, teaching online. So there are other stuff that you will also have to consider, and there are challenges. Okay, by the way, if in case you have questions, please feel free to ask or chat, write your questions at chat box. Okay, and so that again, there are other stuff, no? So when you teach online, importante kasi dito yung time commitment. Hindi kasi katulad nung face-to-face, your traditional teaching method or traditional ways natin na we can just arrive late at the class. Whether we like it or not, meron naman tayong grace period, diba? I mean, in our case here, I don't know with you guys, but it's 15 minutes for the teacher. So the moment the teacher does not appear within the 15 minutes na grace period, so she will be considered absent or late if she appears. Okay? So sa online teaching kasi, every second matters, every minute matters. I used to teach in an online school, two online schools actually, way back in 2017. These schools were, as it's a part-time job, I do it in the evening. So paglabas ko ng school sa araw, nagtuturo din ako online sa gabi. Now, these schools are Chinese companies. So, ano sila, pag na-late ka ng mga 3 seconds, may equivalent na ano yun, deduction yun. So, you have to arrive on time. They pay you for minimum amount, and then kapag malate ka or mag-absent ka, that's triple your pay. So, kailangan hindi ka ma-late at kailangan hindi ka umabsent. So, yun. When you are teaching online, the moment yung oras mo is from 8 to 9, you have to appear by 8 o'clock kasi the students will be waiting. Lalong-lalo na you have already set your schedule or you have already shared your link for the class. So, students will be, sometimes they're ahead of you. So, kailangan natin, we have to be there on time. Okay? And anyway, yung 8 to 9 na klase natin or 9 to 10 na klase natin, naka-schedule naman din yun. Okay? So next is technical expertise. So one of the other stuff that you have to consider when teaching online is yung technical expertise. But do you need to be a tech savvy para makaturo ka online? Not necessarily, okay? So you would likely question, is teaching online for me? Am I equipped for this one? Am I ready to teach online? Okay. So you might say, I know how to teach, I know the topic, I know the content very well, but I'm not a computer expert. What should I do? So you just have to be ready. You have the gear, you have the equipment, you have the gear, you have the content, you know all that. So you just have to consider the technical aspect of delivering instruction online. Okay? So ano naman yung technical level? What level of technical skill do you need when teaching online? Okay? All you have all you have to be equipped with is number one, the skills needed to teach the course. So you are studying education, that's not a question, that's never a question, because you are geared towards being a teacher, so hindi yan siya question. The next thing is the skills needed to teach online. So, ano ba yung mga skills na kakailanganin natin? Okay? So, again, it is not the tech savvy that make the best teachers online. It is much more important to have the desire to teach and the ability to communicate with your student. Nasa iyo yung passion. Nasa iyo yung knowledge to deliver the instruction. So, maliit na bagay lang yung technical side when teaching online. For as long as you have the passion to teach, you have the love for teaching. Okay? Kasi hindi naman yung tech savvy yung hindi naman dahil tech savvy siya, magaling siya sa technology, best teacher na siya. Hindi kasi ganun yon. So, yan. Okay. The skills you will need to teach online is what I will be discussing on the next slides I'll be sharing with you. Okay. Another thing is communication. So, you must have experienced some of this. Teachers might have experienced this as well. Minsan, sasabihin ng estudyante, "Ma'am, nag-email na ako sa'yo nung project ko, pero nag-bounce yung email ko." O puwede ding sabihin nung estudyante, "My dog ate my phone, the whole thing, the charger and all." So, there could be different dilemmas that everyone is going to undergo or experience. And sometimes meron ding iba-ibang, alibis, ano. So, and the thing with teaching online or learning online is that hindi mo makikita talaga yung facial expression ni teacher at saka vice versa ni teacher with the student kasi not everybody is turning on their videos. So, minsan, nagjo-joke yung estudyante and then may na-offend or di kaya si teacher na-offend din or di kaya si teacher may sinabi na hindi naman talaga sinasapuso pero na-offend pala yung estudyante. So, you might say, "What's wrong with the sarcasm? Can people take a joke?" So yun, that's the barriers in terms of communication. And there are instances na you will lose your internet connection. So, paano na yung learning natin kapag ganyan? And you might say, "Oh, the computer just froze as you tried saving the grades for the teachers." And the app just crashed. So, yan yung mga consequences natin, yung mga dilemmas natin, problems, issues kapag when we're having the class and then nag-crash yung app o di kaya nawala yung internet connection natin. Okay? But since you are a teacher, you will be teacher someday, you have to plan the unplanned and you have to be prepared. Kasi sabi nila, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Ganun daw yun. And so ito yung madalas na sinasabi ng estudyante or minsan ni teacher kasi nasa remote location din si teacher, wala yung mobile data sa among lugar. So that's a very big problem. Kasi you have to be ready nga. Kasi nga, ganito na ang sistema ngayon. Online na yung learning natin. Online na din yung pagtuturo. So, how are you going to keep abreast with what's going on if you will not try to, to embrace yung technology at saka yung mga kakailanganin for you to be able to learn and for the teachers to teach. Okay? So that's in terms of communication. Another is administrative challenges. So you have to know this, and you can be assured that technology failure is possibly the most reliable thing about technology. Nothing in this world, uh, nothing in terms of technology is made perfectly. Although they were designed, these things are designed to be perfect. But trust me, no software is perfect, as well as no technology is perfect. People are insatiable. We will still want something. Kapag meron na tayong computer, meron tayong laptop, tapos mabilis, give it a week or two, give it a year or two, sasabihin mo, mas gusto ko na naman yung bago ngayon, mas mabilis. So, and eventually, technology will deteriorate. Kung anong bago ngayon, you just give it 2 years the most. Hihina at hihina na yan siya in terms of processing at luluma na siya the next day after you bought it. So, gano'n kabilis ang phasing ng technology. Okay? And so, in terms of tools din naman, when we are using these tools, conferencing tools, LMSs, and all that, for example, sa Zoom, ang kalaban natin dyan, pag hindi tayo pro user or pag basic user lang tayo, is time. Because Zoom, I think Voov, and other video conferencing tools, yung free nila, like for example sa Zoom, yung free minutes nila is just, you can have endless conferences. You can have unlimited conferences. However, you will only be limited to 40 minutes. So, yun yung challenge mo kay Zoom. Tapos, kung subscribe ka naman ng pro version, nandyan na naman yung kapag medyo mura lang yung na-subscribe na avail mo na subscription. So, nandyan yung ang kakayanin niya lang 300 participants, isang session at a time. So, habang tumataas yung babayaran mo naman kay Zoom, puwede ka namang mag-simul or mag-hold ng sessions at the same time, 'no? In terms of Google Meet naman, ang challenge natin kay Google Meet is that although it's unlimited as well, and it can accommodate, up to I don't know the limit of Google Meet, but, in my experience, I had a meeting for maybe 90, so I have not experienced more than 100. And okay naman din, nakapasok pa rin naman lahat. But the thing with Google Meet is that you cannot record the session unless you subscribe to Google Suite, which is the pro version of Google accounts. So when you are subscribed to it, you can record the meeting. Okay? Now, kung Messenger naman ang pag-uusapan, yung gagamitin natin to do synchronous sessions, yung number of participants na naman. So, there can only be 8 people who can join the video chat. And so, Facebook created the room where you can invite many. Pero may limit pa rin. And not only that, medyo mabigat yung Messenger kaya yung minsan yung mga videos natin nagpipixelate, and then the display is also an issue with Messenger. So yan naman yung mga um, common challenges using the common applications. Okay, but we teachers are strong communicators. We always find ways. Kumbaga kay BDO pa, we find ways. Kapag nawalan ng internet si estudyante, we can do asynchronous and we reach out to them. We always extend extra mile, you know, and we listen well. We should listen well. When it's your turn to be the teacher that you want to be, listen well. No, you have to listen to your students. And we focus on collaboration. We share best practices. And not only that, we are adaptable. Ang bilib nga ako dun sa mga teachers natin kasi uh, especially those who are used to the traditional face-to-face na session, and then nabigla sila kasi we have no choice but to transition from the old ways to the new normal. So, napilitan sila na mag-online na. Kahit yung mga teachers na they hate technology, wala silang choice but they embraced it. So, kudos to those teachers because we are adaptable. Teachers are flexible and we are engaging. You have to be an engaging teacher as you can be. Kasi if you lose that, if you do not engage, you're not good at engaging. So, ang mangyayari yung mga learners natin, mabobore. Let me check on the, okay, I don't know if you're chatting or you're asking questions and all that. But Ma'am Dayan, you can always interrupt, Ma'am, ha? If in case there are questions, Ma'am, that I need to address. And we show empathy. We show empathy. We don't just sympathize, we empathize. And we have patience. Yes, you have to have patience, guys. When you will be teacher, you will come to encounter many different personalities. Kung kayo na ang magiging teacher, mai-experience, you will be in the shoes of your teachers now. Every day they deal with different personalities, no, different dilemmas, different issues, but you have to have patience. I have a creed. I just forgot how I say it, but I once said it. I am. My teachers are sorry. My students. I just forgot. I have this short-term memory loss. I treat my students as I don't want to say it baka kasi ano ko wrong choice of word ako. But it's like this. My students are no, I just forgot. Okay, sorry. It's like this. My students are parang may mga sakit, ganun. Hindi naman literal na ano na illness. And I am there parang ako yung kanilang doktor. So I always treat them like that. But anytime they have problems, they have issues that I am concerned with, so I can deal with them immediately. So hopefully I will remember the quotation I have in mind. Anyway, and we value real world learning. And teachers are lifelong learners. You can be assured of that. So, guys, that's the end of my first slide. Before I continue to the next slide, I'd like to know if you have questions. So, perhaps I will release the screen for the moment. Baka kasi may mga katanungan. Ma'am Dayan?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I am checking all the questions online if they have.
Mhm.
So far, wala
Mhm.
naman. But if we
Wala
could ask
naman.
question, puro attendance lang po ang nakikita ko, actually. But we could ask
Sige, sige,
questions.
sige, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
May delay lang
Ah,
kasi ng 10 seconds kasi naka-YouTube live sila. So, baka may delay.
okay. Sige, ma'am. Also, I will resume sa aking ano po, sa second slide ko, ma'am.
Okay po.
Okay, ma'am. Just a second. Where did I put it? All right. So, yun ma'am ha, pag may question po ma'am, you can interrupt me anytime.
Sure po.
Yes, ma'am?
Yes, po.
Okay, ma'am. Window. Okay, here it is. All right, so on to the next slide. And so these are the effective methods for teaching online. Okay, let's begin or let's resume. So here are the principles of online teaching. You have to show up. You have to be present. Be present and teach. Okay? I understand na meron tayong blended learning mode. Meron tayong synchronous at saka asynchronous. Yung synchronous na nga lang, na 2 beses lang tayong nagmi-meet in a week, hindi pa tayo nagtuturo. We show up and give assignments, we show up and give quizzes. So, future teachers, um, make your every session matter. Okay? Make your every session matter. You have experienced this. How do you feel when your teacher don't show up? How do you feel when your teacher shows up but do not give lectures? So, ang iba-iba siguro yan ano, merong iba na natutuwa, meron ding iba na hindi natutuwa. So, teachers, to avoid, kasi kapag nagturo naman tayo at hindi natuwa yung estudyante, it's okay. Trabaho naman din natin yung magturo tayo. Kahit hindi sila natutuwa na nagtuturo tayo. Mas mabuti na yung ganon kaysa hindi tayo nagturo. And hindi ka nagturo, may 2 out of 50 na na hindi natuwa. I would go for that. Ano? Kung 48 nung estudyante ko natuwa kasi hindi ako nagklase at 2 lang yung nainis or hindi satisfied, I'd go for the 2. Okay? Because it's my job to teach. So we have to show up and teach. And we have to practice proactive course management strategies. Ito yung behavior natin in the class. Lalong-lalo na sa online, ano? Kasi it's going to be crucial. Kapag magtuturo tayo, we have to be mindful sa ating behavior kasi it would stir, no? It would evoke students' behavior as well. Okay. So, ayun. Halimbawa, pumasok ka sa classroom, tapos you showed up as a teacher, you showed up on camera, but you're doing something else while on camera. So you're giving the idea to the student that, oh, they can do something else din pala while in class. Kasi si teacher nga, ganun din ang ginagawa. So we have to be mindful of um, our behavior when attending the class. Okay? So wait a second, I lost my screen. Okay, there. And next is, yun, I did mention this earlier, plan the unplanned. Halimbawa, nawala ng kuryente, anong gagawin mo? I remember when I teach when I used to teach on an online school way before the pandemic. That was in 2017. We were required to, when you apply for the job, kailangan meron kang generator. Ganun. So kung wala kang generator, I think that's a must now. Kapag mag-a-apply ka sa online schools, yung mga recognized online schools, it's already a must to have a generator, backup power. Before, I just told the interviewer that I have a backup na battery. But still, kapag nag-change tayo ng battery, it will still take time. Mapuputol pa rin yung klase. Kaya they are requiring for generator. Ganon. Now, if in case nagtuturo ka and then nawala yung internet connection mo sa bahay, perhaps may naputol dun sa kalye or something untoward happened. So, anong gagawin mo? So, another thing when teaching online in these schools, yung mga online schools talaga, they require students to have they require teachers to have backup din na connection, internet connection. So in my case, I bought dongle, USB dongle. Yun nga ang globe tattoo. No, hindi na yan existing ngayon yata. No one is using that. Pocket Wi-Fi. But they discourage the use of Wi-Fi din. So as a teacher, you have to be connected to the internet and it should be wired. The advisable when teaching is the what is suggested is wired connection. Okay? Kasi dependable yung wired. I assure you. Dependable siya. And yes, kailangan may backup ka or else you will leave the class kasi kung ikaw lang, yung teacher lang ang nawalan ng kuryente, nawalan ng internet, you will leave the students there. Nandun pa rin sila. No? So we have to have a plan. Okay? Meron tayong alternatives. Plan A, Plan B. And help maintain forward progress. Sa football, guys, I read about this. Sa football, forward progress means different. No, ang ibig sabihin ng forward progress sa football is that when you are holding the ball and you're running towards your goal and you have been blocked by the opponent, binlock ka ng opponent and then the opponent keeps on pushing you hanggang nahulog ka na sa linya or hanggang bumalik ka dun sa pinanggalingan mo. Ang tawag dun is forward progress. The points will go to you. Ikaw nang humahawak sa bola, you will get the points, no? You will get the credits. So kahit hindi ka nakarating sa goal mo pero binlock ka, makakakuha ka pa rin ng points. That's forward progress. Now, in terms of education, teachers have to help maintain forward progress. Kasi minsan, I too experience that. Minsan kasi, meron tayong achievement na nakuha. Like you top the quiz, you top the exam. And then minsan kasi nakakampante tayo, natap ako sa exam. Kayang-kaya ko na yan sa susunod. You know, you enjoy little victories. Tapos, nakampante ka na. So, teachers, you have to push the student to keep going, to do more. Okay? Help forward progress. To progress, uh, kailangan natin silang tulungang umabante. Okay? And next is safe and secure. In teaching online, you have to it should be safe and secure. Okay, when you say safe, it's not just about you being safe on the comfort of your house or your work area perhaps, pati na din yung technology, you keep it safe and secure. Like do not put liquid near your technology, near your laptop, or do not put anything na pwedeng ma-spill dun sa inyong unit. No, you have to keep it safe and uncluttered. No, walang clutter kasi it's not that it cannot be seen on the camera, pero lalong-lalo na yung ating background, ano, it should be, kailangan may background tayo. Um, I myself invested on a green screen. Although it's not really green screen kasi tarp lang yun, pinaprint ko na green. I should have invested on tela kasi mas maganda yung tela. Kasi sa tarp, kapag tinatamaan na ng light ng aking ring light, may portion na nagba-bounce yung light. Ang pangit niya sa video. So it should be tela. And how much did it cost me when I had the tarp printed? Just about, I think it was just about 68 pesos kasi yun lang naman tatamaan ng video ang paglalagyan mo sa likod. Hindi naman yung buong wall mo ang lalagyan mo ng green screen. Yung pasok lang sa frame ng inyong video. Okay? My camera at home is 480 by 640, I guess. So maliit. Square siya, square. This one, what I'm using right now, it's 1080p. So I set it to 480 para square ang dating. Hindi masyadong malapad so that you will not see what's behind me on the side. Anyway, so yun. Okay? Quality matters. That's right. And we are not just talking about how well you know the content, how well you deliver the subject, how well you teach the student. That's not only the case, okay? We are also talking about your internet connection because it will disrupt your teaching if you get disconnected. Your video, even your camera should be clear. Kasi hindi yung nahihirapan si estudyante na makita ka kasi masyado ng blurry. Okay? Well, it gets blurred kahit naman clear yung camera mo, it will still get blurred kapag yung ating connection is nagiging intermittent. So, and all the factors that affect your teaching are included when we talk about quality. Okay, not just about how you know the topic, how good you are at teaching, but it also involves the technology you're using, even your background, even the everything, your environment. So next is click a mile on my connection. Okay, be present. Be present anywhere. Be present anytime. Time lang ng klase mo. Okay? I call that ubiquitous learning. Ubiquitous learning is when you learn with your students, when you teach them at the same time, you're connected. Everyone is connected at the same time, and you are also situated everywhere. Doing things at the same time. That's ubiquitous. If you look that up. Okay, so yes. For example, pumipila ka para magpa-vaccine. Alas 6 pa lang ng umaga, andun ka na. Ngayon may klase ka 8 to 9. Tapos malakas naman yung iyong mobile data. Sa tingin mo, 11 o'clock pa bago maging turn mo for the vaccine. Kasi mabagal yung turn, ano tawag nito? Turnabout, no? Nung ano, I don't know if I'm saying the right words. Yung facing, mabagal yung facing nung vaccination. So while still in the queue, habang nasa queue ka pa, you can do the lecture, you can do the class. Lalong-lalo na kung klase naman ninyo is pinapa-report mo yung estudyante. So you can just sit there, wait for your turn to be vaccinated, and at the same time, doing the class, listening to your student, doing the report. And that's ubiquitous. Being present anytime, everywhere. Okay? Or anywhere. Okay? So yan. Here are the strategies that you can take note of. Prepare a backup plan. Yung nga sinabi ko kanina, what if nawalan ka ng internet? What if merong power outage? So, okay na ba yun? Ina-assume na ba natin na nawalan ka ng kuryente, makasabot ng mga estudyante? Hindi mo nga sila na-warn kasi nawala ka na lang ng bigla. So you didn't get the chance to warn them. Tapos hindi ka din makapag-mobile data kasi wala ka ding load, for example. So you just leave the student there. What if the session is 3 hours? Okay lang sana kung nasa last 2 minutes ka na ng klase. You know, because you can just make up with them by telling them next time you meet again, oh, nawala pala ako ng nakaraan guys kasi nawalan ako ng kuryente. So we have to prepare a backup plan. And we should provide more flexibility. Okay, I understand that we are all from RMMC and our LMS is open LMS and our synchronous session is done in class in. We should be in class in. But what if, like for example, kayo na nasa Marbel, I understand na yung internet connection sa ating area dyan is hindi masyadong maganda. But to tell you honestly, even sa Zensan, kasi sewerage area si Zensan, pababa yung slope ng ating topography. So, as you can see, going to Davao, meron tayong mga matataas na repeater stations dyan sa may baluan. Kasi nga, yung location ni Jensen is pababa. No, ang internet connectivity kasi kahit hindi pa internet merong tinatawag na line of sight connection. Dapat magkasing taas yung mga towers nila para mabilis, no? Mabilis ang transmission. So that means to say, kahit pa mag 5G ang buong Pilipinas, hindi mo pa rin guaranteed na mabilis yung connection mo pag nasa Jensen ka. Kasi yung topography ni Jensen is pababa. And si Marbel naman is parang basin. Paakyat tayo kay Tupi, pababa tayo kay Marbel. Parang basin si Marbel. No? Ganon din ang internet connection dyan. Struggle din tayo. Okay, I think merong chat. Let me just check on this one. Okay. So I'll get back to you on that question, okay? So yes, we have to provide more flexibility using different platforms. So if everybody cannot get in sa class in, and they said that, Mom, we can only attend the class if we do it in Google Meet. So, perhaps you can do, ikaw lang na nasa class in, teacher, and then you can give them the live link. No? So we can utilize class in. But if you cannot do that, well, at the end of the day, what matters most is we deliver the instruction. So you can have the class in Google Meet kung yun lang talaga ang paraan. but I'm not encouraging you to do that. Okay, we have class in. We also use class in. And then ayun. So use different platforms. Okay? Way back when wala pa tayong subscription sa LMS, ang ginagamit ko noon is Moodle. Kasi sa IT ako, so I require my students to experience online learning. Way back when pandemic is not here yet, when COVID is not here yet, we started online learning already. So, nag-Moodle kami, nag-Schoology kami, and then nag-Canvas kami. Kasi Canvas is more convenient. Meron na kasing synchronous na ano din si Canvas, may video conferencing. So, I tried using different platforms so that I can also conform to the needs of my students. Now we have Open LMS and we have Class In. Now, if you cannot connect via Class In and you have only 3 students, pwede na nga kayong gumamit ng Messenger na lang. Ano? And then, upload recorded videos. Yes. If you cannot meet them every day dahil yun nga ang usapan nyo is 2 beses lang kayong magkikita sa isang week. And then, how about those days na hindi kayo magkikita? Bigay ka na lang ba ng bigay ng assignment? Pwede ka din namang magturo sa kanila without being present. Mag-record ka ng video. No? You record topics or di kaya you share videos with them recorded by somebody else. If it's about the topic you are to deliver to them, then you can share. Ang dami naman dyan. Meron nga tayong e-commons na tinatawag. Not only that, if you record videos in tutorial and all that, magkakapera ka pa kapag i-upload mo sa YouTube at magkakaroon ka ng maraming subscribers at tsaka tataas yung watch hours mo. O at the same time, ang dami mo nang tinuhog dun. Okay? So how do you record videos? Well, there are a lot of video recording applications. But in my case, like right now, I'm recording this session. I'm using OBS. Okay. OBS. OBS is online broadcasting system. Most broadcasting companies use this OBS. Why? It's free. You don't need to install and pay for it. It's free. Merong mga ice cream recorder, may mga KineMaster, ang dami-dami dyan, but they are proprietary systems. When we say proprietary, you pay them. You don't get to install them without paying for them. Like Windows, proprietary systems. Merong mga shareware, patitikimin ka ng 30 days, but after 30 days, ipapa-install na sa'yo yung full version, but you have to pay. Okay. Next is change your teaching and learning strategy. As a teacher, change your teaching strategy. Kung masyado kang nasanay dun sa face-to-face, well, online na ngayon. You cannot even be assured if everybody's listening to you. I cannot even be assured if everybody is listening here. I was told I will have more than 1,000 audience today, this afternoon, but I cannot be assured that all those 1,000 listeners are really listening. They might hear me, but they're not listening. So, yun. That's a truth. That's a truth. And whether we like it or not, we have to accept the truth. Okay? So, we have to change our teaching methods kasi nga online na, no? Hindi na katulad nung face-to-face na magbigay ka ng quiz and then check mo sa mga estudyante by exchange papers. Okay, check the paper, multiple choice, madali lang ito. Hindi ganon. We cannot do that anymore ngayon sa online. So, and students are waiting for their points for their scores. My students are waiting for my score for their scores na hindi ko pa na-share sa kanila kasi hindi ko pa na-checkan. So we have to keep them updated as well by checking their papers or by checking their forms. We call them forms kasi nasa online na tayo. And ask students randomly. Ask them to turn on the video. If you could, and if they could, if it will not disrupt their internet connection, maganda talaga guys yung i-turn on yung video nyo. Ang hirap kasi magsalita like katulad nito ngayon. Ang hirap magsalita nang hindi ko nakikita yung kausap ko. At saka na ano, experience ko din. There was this one time na yung klase ko is 8 o'clock in the morning. So, groggy pa ako ng mga time na yan, ano. Minsan, 'pag hindi ako nakakaligo, nagtuturo pa rin ako kasi schedule namin. But I turn off the video. Kasi nga hindi pa ako nakapagligo. Ang importante makapagturo ako, gano'n ang iniisip ko. But I understand the dilemma sa student side. Ang hirap din na makinig kay ma'am, hindi namin siya nakikita. You have to see your students and the students need to see you too. Ma'am, sa klase din kasi ma'am, 6 lang yung ano, yung nakikita namin. 6 lang kami na napupunta dun sa stage. Eh, pwede namang ma-shuffle. No, every 20 seconds, every 10 seconds, pwede naman kayong ma-shuffle. Lahat kayo mabibigyan ng pagkakataon na mapunta dun sa stage. Every time you click on raise hand, mapupunta ka sa stage. So turn on the video so that when it's your turn to be seen on stage, makita ka ni teacher. Kasi ganito yan, guys. I have a colleague here. She really spends time to check the faces of her students. Tinitingnan niya talaga yung profile ng kada isang estudyante niya, bawat estudyante niya sa Facebook. I don't do that. I want to, but I'm too busy to do that. So, if in the entire session, hindi ka nagpapakita sa video, I will never have an idea how you look like. I will just know your name, nor even remember your voice. No, I don't think so. So it would help. It would massively help if you will turn on your video. There was one time when I got out of the school, may nakasalubong akong grupo ng mga estudyante and hindi sila IT kasi kilala ko yung mga IT. But now, hindi ko na rin kilala kasi nga nag-online na tayo. And they were calling for me. I was looking sideways. Are they greeting me? Ako ba yung tinatawag nila? Hi ma'am, sabi na. Mga estudyante ko pala, hindi ko kilala. Kasi nga, pag magklase, halimbawa sa Google Meet, nag-turn on sila, pero kaliliit naman ng mga thumbnail ng mga videos nila. I don't take time kasi to zoom your video so I could see your face. And I am not good at faces as well. So ayun. In short, tamad lang ako. Anyway, involve in group discussion. Yes. Sa ano kasi, sa Zoom merong breakout room. Sa VooV meron din. Sa class-in meron din. Breakout rooms are useful for group discussions. For example, in a class, you will divide the class in groups, like 4 groups or so. And then you assign them a topic. And then you put them in a breakout rooms. So, you involve in group discussion. Kasi pag naka-breakout room yan, pwede mong pasukin yan. Pwede kang pumasok and then observe what they're talking about, what they're discussing about, and you can give inputs. Minsan nga nagugulat yung estudyante, bigla na lang akong nagsasalita. Hindi kasi nila nakikita na pumasok pala ako. Or sa klase makikita nila na pumasok ka. Sa Zoom kasi hindi nakikita na nag-join pala si teacher. So sa klase nakikita nila na pumasok ka. And then I'll give inputs to them. Oh guys, that's not what I require you to do. Minsan bigla na lang akong nagsasalita, nagugulat sila. Or di kaya you chat them, you send message sa chat box, be involved. Okay? para maramdaman nila that you're there. You are there assisting and guiding them. Ayun. Okay? Critical education deliberately tries to stimulate the student to reformulate his goals, his cognitive map of the world, the way he thinks, and his view of his role in society. That's right. Lalong-lalo na sa online learning. Ganun na talaga. Nababago yung ating pananaw. Nababago yung ating perception. Nababago yung ating direction kasi nga ibang environment ito. Okay? Mm. Talking about perceptions, teachers have to be more personable. Yung ginagawa ng aking kasama dito, na chine-check niya yung profile ng kada estudyante, that's being personable. Okay? That's not an issue kapag face-to-face tayo. We can get close to everybody else. We can talk to everybody else, mingle with students all we can. Uh, Unlimited, yes. But it's different when online, we are talking about online teaching. Kasi less, ano na siya less contact na tayo. I mean, less na yung personalized contact. Unless lang you know that student well. And we have to be more spontaneous. We have to be more anonymous. And at the same time, yes, anonymous, give more feedback in both direction. You as a student, the student gives a response, and then you give back your feedback as well. Now, with online teaching, students are becoming more responsible because you have to, no? More, ano na ngayon, online, more ST. Konti na yung TT. More teach student time, konti na yung teacher time. Kasi online na. So that's the teacher can just give out assignments, projects, and you do all the learning by yourself. Lalong-lalo na kapag tumama tayo dun sa teacher na hindi masyadong, how do you say this? Hindi masyadong nagle-lecture. So, maningkamot yung imuha to learn. Sa sa DepEd or sa elementary and even sa secondary, teacher na yung mga nanay. Mga nanay na ang nagtuturo. At madalas mga nanay na rin at saka tatay na rin ang estudyante. Kasi yun ang nag-a-answer ng mga assignments. I too do that. I have 2 nephews and I help them. Sakit sa ulo. Para bang kakasa ba sa grade 5? Kasi parang hindi ko naman dinaanan yung mga pinag-aaralan nila ngayon. I don't know. I may just be namayabas lang siguro ko in my time. Anyway, so it's easier for faculty, lalong-lalo when you create a quiz. Sa online teaching, mas madali kay faculty yung mga assessments, except for essay. Kasi yung mga assessments, kung sa face-to-face, you can just tell the students, oh, exchange paper, let's check your quiz. Let's check your exam. Sa kapag lalong-lalo na, because that helps the teacher, that helps with time. Nababawasan yung time ni teacher para mag-check. Sa online teaching kasi, the LMS can do that. The LMS can do the checking. The teacher can just recheck. Kung tama ba yung points na binigay ni LMS, tama ba yung pag-check ni LMS, so the teacher can just recheck. So, nabawasan yung ni teacher, yung time to check the evaluation, the assessments. Time to evaluate the assessments. It's easier for faculty, but it's more work for faculty. Kasi this time, you need to prepare PowerPoint slides all the time. So that you can leave something for the students kapag nag-asynchronous kayo. You have to do more courseware. Ang dami-dami na ginagawa na courseware ngayon. Ang dami-daming pine-prepare ni faculty. It could be easier, but it's more tedious, more work. Okay? Let me just go back to the question here sa chat box. Question from Beryl Joy de Peña. What if the teacher don't have... sorry. There was one more before that. Question from Jonas Maravilla. What is the best thing to do when student experiencing difficulties in online learning? Like what difficulty? Perhaps when we say difficulty ba, nahihirapan ba siya sa kanyang pag-aaral? Maraming factors kasi yan, ano. Kung nahirapan kang mag-aral kasi yung signal is hindi maganda. So, you need to cope up. Hindi natin maisisisi yan sa sa teachers natin. Hindi natin maisisi yan sa school kasi eto na yung new normal. Eto na yung sistema ngayon. We just need to pray na bumalik na yung face to face so that the burden of learning will be lessened. But what if the difficulty is, ma'am, I cannot afford to na mag-load araw-araw. I cannot afford to buy a new phone kasi hindi ma-install yung classing sa phone ko. I cannot afford to buy a laptop. So, meron naman tayong tinatawag na asynchronous learning. The teacher, you have to both meet halfway. The teacher needs to recognize, identify who among your students are unable to connect. Kailangang malaman natin kung sino-sino sa kanila na talagang hindi makakapag-connect. Ang hirap din kasi na mahinto yung pag-aaral nila all because they cannot connect to the internet. So teachers have to you both have to meet halfway. Teachers need to contact kung ano yung form of communication na po pwede na matawagan yung estudyante, makausap yung estudyante. And you talk about how you are going to settle that. If it was me, if it were me, maybe I will give the students some handouts that they can learn on themselves. And then, yung mga assessment, siguro yung mga quizzes, mga ganyan. Di ba nga sa DepEd, hinahatid ni teacher? They are required to hinahatid nila yung mga module kada bahay. Sa college pwede din naman siguro tayo na okay, baka pwede namang bumaba ka sa bayan once a week. No, bumaba ka sa bayan kung nasa malayo ka, walang internet connection, baka pwede din namang bumaba ka sa bayan. Meet halfway. Student have to make his part, you know, do his part, so for him to be able to really learn. And the teacher can also send at least once a week at yung mga gagawin mo. Kada baba niya sa bayan, isend mo sa kanya through email. Ito yung mga gagawin mo. So they can have something to do for a week. So isang beses siguro sa isang, I don't know how you're going to arrange it. But at the end of the day kasi guys then, both teachers and students, what matters is we deliver the instruction. And for the students' part, what matters is we learn, you learn. And the teacher has to do their part for you to be able to learn. But you also, as a student, kailangan mo din gawin yung parte mo. Ang hirap din kasi kay teacher yung magbibigay siya, pero hindi mo naman tinatanggap. You know? I hope I did answer the question. Okay. Next is question from Beryl Joy de Peña. What if the teacher don't have the fortune to provide what is necessary in teaching online, especially the fresh graduates? Yes, ma'am. Lalo na dito sa amin, once na brown out, hindi kami maka-attend ng klase since walang signal dito sa amin. From Beryl Joy, Depenya is very simple, up to the standard and useful to almost everything. That's true. Okay, let me go back to Miss Beryl. What if the teacher don't have the technology? I think you mean the technology to provide what is necessary in teaching online, especially the fresh graduate. Okay, ganito yan. I always go back to you dun sa yung previous job ko. Hindi kami makakapagturo I applied for the job to teach online. Hindi kami makakapagturo kapag yung laptop namin is Core i3 or Core i3 or yung laptop namin is 4th gen down. Isa yun sa requirement. Hindi kami pwedeng magturo, hindi kami tatanggapin. Hindi kami tatanggapin kapag yung aming internet connection is Wi-Fi. Kasi kailangang wired. Hindi ka rin tatanggapin na magturo kapag wala kang backup, like generator, backup na battery. So yun na idea, yun na principle. Gusto natin yung trabaho natin eh. Gusto nating magturo. We need the job. We need the job. Therefore, we have to invest for the job. What I'm trying to say is, kasi dun sa company na pinag-applyan ko noon, hindi ako tatanggapin kung yung aking laptop is hindi conform, nagko-conform dun sa requirement nila. I will not get the job. So what I did is, hindi rin ako makakapagturo kung wala akong wired connection. So what I did is nagpakabit ako ng internet. Then I got the job. Yun lang yun. If you wanna teach and you need a job, kailangan mo mag-invest. Mag-invest ka ng technology. Anong kakailanganin para magawa mo yung trabaho mo? That's for the teacher's part, okay? That's for the teacher's part. Sa fresh graduate, oh, yun na nga, kaka-graduate lang, hindi pa nakapag-invest, wala pang ipon, sample lang ano. Pero if you need a job, you need to find ways to get the job. Sana naintindihan yung aking point. Okay, so going back to our session, I will attend to questions every now and then. Kung meron din kayong katanungan, meron kayong hindi naintindihan dun sa topic, you can also ask about it, okay? So components of an online course, communication, I mentioned about that earlier, but I will elaborate more, okay? Content delivery, collaboration, and assessment. So noon, when you want to contact we're talking about a communication technological means. Noon, sa basic, traditional, when you need to contact your students, you can just text them, you can phone them, you can email them when you want to teach them about something. And meron tayong announcements, meron tayong blogs, meron tayong forums. We even have websites we can ask help from. Mr. Google, Miss Wikipedia. Now we have web conferencing, video conferencing. Okay, yung spectrum ng communication. And also, in terms of communication, we can post announcements sa ating LMS. Halimbawa, kayo naman, magtuturo kayo sa future, tapos yung school ninyo, online pa rin, yung school ninyo hindi subscribe sa anumang LMS. Maraming paraan. Lahat ng mga LMS na yan, meron silang basic user. Limited nga lang yung mga features, but you can still use them. Create quizzes on them. Okay? And of course, we have Google Meet. So you can post announcements. That's communication as well. Sa forums, in terms of content delivery, teachers can upload lecture materials, lesson resources dun sa LMS. Or even upload mo sa Google Drive mo kung wala kayong LMS. Upload mo sa Google Drive mo. So, kung ano mang drive dyan, Dropbox or what, share mo yung link sa estudyante. Just don't forget to open the link, okay? Okay, so next is, yes, you can upload lesson materials dun sa website and the students can just view them. Okay? That's still about content delivery. In terms sa LMS natin, meron namang sections doon na pwede natin gawin yan. In any form of data, pwede PowerPoint, Word, Excel, open office documents, video files of different formats, even audio files. Okay? All right. Sa collaboration, meron tayong groups. Meron nga kayong GC sa ano sa Messenger. Ano? Pwede din mag-groups dun sa LMS. And then we can share resources with everybody else in the world. Meron tayong tinatawag na commons. When you will be teachers one day and meron pa ring online teaching, sa online platform pa rin tayo. Meron tayong tinatawag na commons, guys. No? Yung commons na tinatawag, yung e-commons na tinatawag, a lot of researchers, teachers upload their materials there for everyone to download. And you can also do the same. In my case, kapag hindi ako prepared, hindi ako nakagawa ng PowerPoint file for my lesson, I can just look up to Commons and search for the topic and I can download it. And presto, I have my PowerPoint presentation. This PowerPoint presentation you're looking at right now, hindi ko ginawa to. Inedit ko lang. But I'm not the author of this one. I took this from Commons. Yun. Mas madali. Lesser time na yung preparation mo. Hindi na kailangan gumawa ka pa ng PowerPoint kung meron rin na lang namang madadownload sa web na ganun. Okay? Now, in terms of assessment, so you can create quizzes sa platform, sa OpenLMS or sa LMS na kung anong mga LMS ang gagamitin nyo in the future. You can create assessments, you can create quizzes, assignments, and many different forms of assessments. And the LMS will check it for you, except again, sa essay. So what to do when designing an online course? Paano bang design ng online course? Start with what you know. And you know already the topic. Alam mo na yung topic, so ano na lang gagawin mo? Gawa ka ng PowerPoint file, gawa ka ng presentation, graphic software, and put the key teaching points. You can also look for examples like what I have just mentioned. Pwede ka mag-download from all over the world. Ang dami-dami kaya. Lalong-lalo na naman kung ang content ng topic ng PowerPoint is the same, exactly the same as yours. Ano na tayo tawag dito? Kumbaga sa universal na yung ating educational system. We start at the same month, we end in the same month. Yung sa Pilipinas, kung ano yung tinuturo sa grade 5 sa Luzon, ganun din naman ang tinuturo sa grade 5 sa Mindanao. So, ang dami-daming gumagawa ng PowerPoint files nila, pwede mo lang i-download kapag publicly posted. You just give credits to the author, maybe by citing them or by putting their name dun sa last na PowerPoint. Mag-add ka lang ng isang slide, lagay mo lang resources. Galing kay. Ganon. Yes. Create rubrics para mas madali. Checking your assessments, yung mga evaluations, mas madali. Gawan mo ng rubrics. And the program can just look up dun sa rubrics. Build a consistent structure. And that's understandable, ano? And identify replicable aspects. Halimbawa, you will hold 3 subjects, 3 similar subjects, different schedule, different courses, different students. Halimbawa, meron kang tuturuan na Rizal para sa criminology, para sa IT, para sa education. Same lang naman ang content nun, isang book lang ginagamit mo. Pwede kang gumawa ng PowerPoint quiz, lahat ng assessment mo dun sa klase mo kay criminology and just replicate it dun sa kay IT at saka education. That's easy. With LMS, you can just import all of those. You can just transport them dun sa kabilang klase. And you don't need to do it again. Okay? All right. Do we have questions there? Sa first week of the course, you will provide an orientation. Tell the students what you're going to tell them, and then you tell them, and then tell them what you've told them. Ganon. Sa first, okay? And then, sa first week ng klase, normally, ang ginagawa ni teacher is they reach for the students, they contact all the students in the class, in the subject, and then gumagawa ng GC, community, online community or GC group chat para ayun mas mabilis, mas madali. You can reach everybody. Isang announcement lang, dun na lang sa isang group chat. Ano? And then, on the first week of the course, set expectations for students on availability of new units. Kung merong bagong computer na pwedeng gamitin, sample lang. Yung grading turnaround, yun pala, turnaround. O kailan ka ba nagbibigay ng grado after exam? Kailan mo ba nire-release yung grades? Kailan mo ba ina-announce yung result ng quiz? But anyway, sa LMS nakikita naman nila kapag sinet ni teacher na makita ng estudyante. And kailan ka usually nagre-respond sa email? By the way, yes. Build an online presence. Yes, join Facebook, join Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Kung ano-ano pa dyan. Any possible way you can reach your student, you can connect with your student. Be present online. Create a presence online. Huwag naman yung araw-araw nagpo-post ka. Okay? Anyway, masyado ka ng present nun. So, ayun, what was I supposed to say? I forgot. Okay? Um, Nawala tuloy ako. So, ayun. Yung nga pala, present nga si teacher all the time, no? Tingin nyo. Pero, teacher will also need to tell the students kung kailan siya available. When is the opportune time for you to reply to messages? Kapag ang daming-daming nag-PPM. Kailan ka ba nagre-reply lang? You have to tell the students that. O nagre-reply lang ako 'pag within office hours. So 'pag mag-message sila ng 6 o'clock, puwede ka ng hindi mag-reply. Kasi sinabi mo naman 8 to 5, 8 to 5 lang talaga. So, students, gano'ng oras niyo lang din naman sana i-contact si ma'am, si sir. Dili man na sila mga wakwak. In the future. You will be in our shoes and you will feel exactly how we are feeling right now. Merong marami sa estudyante, 2:00 na ng madaling araw, 3:00 kasi gising pa sila, feeling nila gising din si teacher, nagme-message. Ang dami-dami pa. Si teacher naman hindi na-mute yung phone, ting, 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 magkasunod. Nagising tuloy. Ano? Ayan. So, build an online presence. Hold virtual, hold classes virtually. Yan. And yes, still about building an online presence. Give assessments the moment, as soon as possible. Ako tatamaan talaga ako nito kasi hindi ako mabilis mag-feedback sa estudyante. Minsan nalalaman nila ang grade nila finals na. Sana hindi gano'n. Wag niyo akong gayahin, wag tularan. Okay? So, how are you going to give feedback? How do you say, how do you praise them? You can praise them virtually. Sa klase, merong mga trophy, di ba? Ayan. And i-update niyo yung content ng LMS niyo. Every now and then, teachers, mag-upload kayo ng mga topics. Hindi naman lahat let's admit it, hindi lahat ng estudyante nagbabasa. Pero 'pag nakikita naman nila ng notification, nag-upload si ma'am o ka ng si sir o ka ng bago nga PowerPoint ito, at least they know you're there. Andiyan ka pa rin. You are there, teacher. Andiyan pa pala si ma'am. Kasi nagpo-post siya doon sa LMS ng mga updates. So, i-update niyo yung content niyo. And then, at the end of the course, reflect on the course content, interactions, and assessment. And plan updates for the next semester. If you think they will still be your student next semester kasi they belong to the course you are handling, So tell them ahead of time what they're about to face, what's ahead of them. Give them a heads up. Okay? Ayan. And then, so that's the end of my second slide. 3 more to go, guys. So perhaps I will stop sharing and then I will check your questions if you have any dun sa ating chat box.
Actually, ma'am, so far, yung questions lang po ni Mr. Maravilla, ni Miss De Peña, and a parang statement coming from Miss Bernadette Catil are yung mga nakikita ko po. Ay! Okay. Meron, sabi ni Sir Charwin Enriquez po, yes naman talaga sa updates, ma'am. Sana all updated. Sabi niya. Updated
Okay.
siguro sa activities. Actually, ma'am, pag sabi mo nun kanina, sabi ko, aray, aray, aray.
Oh, kahit ako, ma'am, tinatamaan ako sa mga sinasabi ko. Don't worry. I'm the culprit. I'm one of the culprits. Okay. So, ma'am, wala pang question. Ano, ma'am?
Wala pa po.
Magpadayan ko, ma'am, ha?
Okay po, noted.
Thank you, Ma'am Diane. Okay. So, third slide, guys. 2 more to go after this. So, we are now going to talk about teaching tools. So, mabilis lang ito, guys. You know, online education is learning virtually. Some dub it as distant education. Some say it's the e-learning system. Yes, it's the absence of the teacher and the student in an actual classroom. So, and it's electronically supported. Lesson materials are not handed over in print. They are usually mga soft copies ng mga topics. Okay? So, how to teach online? If you will do synchronous sessions, this is yung nagtuturo ka talaga in a classroom na, virtual classroom na setting. So, you can use Google Meet. Yeah, yan. And you know the ano naman, you know naman the advantages of disadvantages of these apps. You have Zoom, kung meron ka namang pro account. Wow. Di maganda. Um we teachers and students in RMMC, we use ClassIn. So if you are to ask me about ClassIn, compared to these video conferencing tools, VooV, Google Meet, Zoom, Live, WebEx, TeamLink, si Klassen kasi it's designed for classroom instruction talaga. So in terms of features, mas marami kay Klassen kasi pang-klase talaga siya. Whereas Google Meet, Zoom, and the likes, they're for video conferencing. Yung mga tools na nakakapag-present tayo, nakakapag-edit tayo, nakakapag-point tayo dun sa mga items on the screen, mga additional features na lang sila. So, Zoom, Google Meet, and yung mga iba pa dyan na mga video conferencing tools. Therefore, video conferencing with added features like, yun na nga, merong mga pen tools, mga sketching tools and all that. Pero yung si Klasin kasi, it's for classes talaga siya. Ayan. So, yan. Kaya din nakikita mo lahat ng mga videos ng mga kasama mo sa Zoom kasi it's a video conferencing tool. And from its very word video conference, dapat nakikita lahat. Ayun. So, these are the different tools you can use. For online planners, lesson planners naman, meron tayong tinatawag na plan book, blend space, chalk, and the LMSs. The LMS, Schoology, Moodle, Blackboard, Open LMS. So, ito yung mga online lesson planners natin. You cannot just use them for online lesson planning, but you can also use them for assessments like creating assignments, quizzes, kasi package na si LMS. Now, kung gagawa ka ng assignment,
Excuse
yes,
po.
ma'am.
I could not see your presentation po.
Ay, ganun. I'm sorry. My goodness. Salita na lang ako ng salita dito. Okay. Sige, ma'am. Wait a second, ma'am, ha? So everybody else cannot see as well. Naku naman. Okay. Ayan, ma'am. Nakikita na po?
Yes po.
Ayan. Nandito na ako sa pang-ilan na bang slide? Andito
Yeah.
na ako sa assignment.
Yes, yes,
Ayan
yes,
na,
yes.
oo. So, when you want to do assignments, meron tayong Edmodo. Edmodo works like OpenLMS and Schoology and Canvas and Moodle and many other katulad din ni Google Classroom. LMS din siya. Ano? And if you want to do games and quizzes, or if you want to do content preparations, eto, KineMaster, InShot, Ice Cream Screen Recorder, Loom, pag gagawa tayo ng video recordings, we can use them. No, we can use this. Ito lang naman yung mga famous, mga popular, yung mga commonly used na mga apps. Besides this, meron din tayong Wondershare, meron din tayong, nakalimutan ko na naman. Iba-ibang mga video application tools na video editing tools, that you can use. Ayan. Si Ice Cream Recorder, si KineMaster, InShot, and Loom, these are all proprietary software systems. Meaning, hindi mo ma-enjoy yung full niya na full features niya kung hindi mo bibili, hindi ka mag-subscribe sa full version. For assessment tools, nandiyan si Quizlet, Kahoot. Si Kahoot, yun yung ginagamit kay Schoology dati. And then we have Google Forms. And of course, ano yan siya? Mga to? Yung mga assessment tools, um, how do you say this? Package na yan siya sa LMS na ginagamit natin. So here are the top 15 learning management systems or LMS platforms. Pwede kayong mag-download niyan in the future kung hindi nga kayo nakasubscribe. Yung school na pinagtatrabahuan niyo is hindi nakasubscribe sa mga ganito. So, pwede kayong mag-download or mag-register kasi may basic user naman sila. For example, kay Moodle, yung basic user can only accommodate 50 participants. Ibig sabihin, isang klase lang ang kaya niya. Ang kaya mong ma-maintain sa LMS na yun. In terms of Schoology na basic user, yung hindi ka subscribe, I think 100 or 200 students. Pagkatapos, may limit naman yung upload mo ng files. Hindi ka makakapag-upload ng basta-basta. And sa kay Canvas naman, ang maganda kay Canvas, meron siyang video conferencing tool, yung big blue button. But ang kanyang upload naman din is limited. But the thing with Canvas, meron siyang e-commons sa loob. Whether you are a basic user or not, meron siyang e-commons. E-commons again is where you can share and download resources from many different educators. So ayan, number 1 si MindFlash, SkyPrep, Moodle pala is si Kuan. Si OpenLMS is Moodle base. So number 6. Yan, sila yan. So I did mention this. We have to be prepared. We have to be present in class. If you really want to teach once you graduate, kailangan mo magpreparar. Kailangan mo mag-prepare every day before going to work, before starting the class. Madalas kasing ginagawa ni teacher kapag hindi prepared, katulad ako, magpa-quiz. O quiz ta karon kasi hindi prepared si teacher. You just don't admit it, hindi ka talaga prepared. Pero at least may ginawa ka pa rin. Ano naman, gano'n. So, if you fail to prepare, therefore you are prepared to fail. So, what is the best thing to do? Well, as they say, practice makes perfect. So, practice, practice, and practice. So when you practice, your goal is to master the technology. If you're using a laptop, Know your laptop. If you're using a certain LMS, know the ins and outs and of that LMS. Alamin mo, pag-aralan mo. Kasi nga yung mga estudyante mag-aaral din 'yan. Ah, they will also learn the technology. Wag kang give up, hindi tayo gumi-give up. Do not give up, 'di ba? Keep pushing, okay? So, pag-aralan mo yung technology. Learn the technology, learn your phone. Know your phone. Know the application. Learn the application. Practice it. Okay? Now, when doing classes, dress up professionally. Kahit naman nakapuruntong ka lang, naka-shorts ka lang sa baba, total yung frame naman is ito lang naman ang nakikita. So yung frame, yung box na yan, yung view ng estudyante, make it look good. Kahit na hindi maganda yung environment mo, basta siguraduhin mo na yung pasok sa frame na yon is maganda. Walang disturbance sa mga mata. Huwag mo masyadong i-decorate yung background. Baka mamaya diyan dun na nakatingin sa kumukuti-kutitap sa likod. Hindi na ang attention na sa'yo. Lalong-lalo na if you're teaching yung mga kids. Kids are virtual learners, most of them. So kung merong makikita sila na masyadong makulay, that the attention will flag. Even an average person can only listen straight for about 30 to an hour. 30 minutes to an hour. After that, the attention will flag. Lilipad na yung paningin sa kung saan-saan. Magkakamot na, titingnan na ang cellphone. Ganon. So, make your environment look good. Dress up professionally. Kaya kung nasa bahay tayo, bahala ng ano, basta yung nakikita sa box na 'yan, sa frame na 'yan is decent, okay? Ayan. Kahit yung workspace ninyo, make sure it's well lit, 'no? Yung ilaw tamang-tama lang, hindi yung masyado ka ng bright, parang lumulutang ka na sa nasa ibang dimension ka na. So, dapat maliwanag, nakikita yung mukha natin, hindi yung, "Ang galing magturo ni ma'am, pero nasa dilim." Ano yun, 'di ba? Kasi wala kang ilaw sa yung mag-invest nga tayo sa technology, magkano ba lang lang ba naman yung noon nga nung nag-umpisa pa lang ako yung tag ₱25 na parang toothbrush na light, na nilalagay ko lang siya sa power bank. Ang liwa-liwanag, ang sakit sa mata, pero pinagtiisan ko yun para lang makita ako ng estudyante, tsaka maliwanag yung yung aking dating dun sa kanila. Kahit nagtitiis ako dun sa sakit na sa sa ma nasisilaw ako dun sa light, okay? Mag-invest tayo sa ring light kasi smooth yung soft yung light ng ring light. Okay, we can adjust. Yung ating workspace, make sure na hindi cluttered. Kung meron kang background sa likod, make sure na yung pasok sa frame na ng camera mo is hindi siya aagaw ng attention, but it's well decorated. Yung gano'n, 'no? Minsan madalas may nakikita ko ng mga teachers naglalagay sila ng mga tawag dito, mga cartoons sa likod. Yung parang 'pag nakita mo, "Ay, ang ganda na naman." Pero hindi ka na hindi ka your attention will not be divided once the teacher starts teaching. Ayun. Ayan, monitor your distance from your device. Huwag masyadong ilapit yung ulo, huwag masyadong ilapit yung mata kasi may radiation 'yan. Whether they say, "Oh, lesser radiation si flat screen." Meron pa rin, lesser nga lang, okay? Tsaka kung magkaklase ka ng 5 straight hours, yung iyong posisyon, yung posture, dapat hindi yung after 1 hour sumakit na bigla yung balakang mo, okay? So maintain one arm distance from your mobile screen or laptop. Keep your mobile in the landscape. Kung magtuturo ka and you're using your mobile phone, make sure that it's in landscape direction. Para medyo, kasi pag naka-portrait, ang lit-lit na ng display niyan. Pag naka-landscape, at least lumaki ng konti. Record your video. Why do you need to record your video? Why do you need to record every session you have? Not unless nasa class in ka kasi automatic recorded yun. Because you need proof. Halimbawa, sinabi ng HR nyo, "Oh, absent ka nung nakarang ano ha, hindi ka nagklase." "Ay, nagklase ako, meron akong video, meron akong screenshots." Yun. And provide interactive activities. Yun, meron naman diyan yung mga LMS, right? Show your face, compliment your students. Kahit na ano, kapag, "Did you understand?" May sumagot, "Yes po, ma'am." Kahit isa lang 'yan, pasalamatan mo siya kasi nag-reply siya ng yes, yes. Kasi kung tanong ka ng tanong, "Okay, do you have questions?" Walang sumasagot, 'di ba nakakarindi din? So, mabuti na lang may sumasagot, merong mga ano talaga, yung mga matiyaga na sumagot in behalf of everybody in the class. Verbal praise is one of the simplest and most effective ways of showing appreciation. Once you recognize your students uh, giving attention to you, like by simply responding to your questions like, "Did you understand? Are you still with me? Did you follow?" Tapos merong sumagot, kahit isa lang dyan, pasalamatan mo because that will, kumbaga, you're giving, you're you're giving them attention and you're making them feel that they're there. Alam mo yon? Congratulate them virtually to make your class more interesting. Sa class in, meron naman tayong trophy. 'Di ba? O kung pwede ka din mag-ano, like, right now, I'm using Manycam. Habang tumatakbo yung aking camera, gumagamit ako ng Manycam. Do you see? Yung do'n sa baba ng aking video, merong logo ni RMMC. I'm using Manycam. Hindi nga lang ako full subscription, but that's a Manycam. With Manycam, I can, like, if do you if I teach students, like if I teach elementary or kids, "Oh, did you see how the rabbit look like? I can just insert a rabbit and I can make it jump." Yung mga gano'n. To make your class more interesting. Okay, find ways. Lecture videos that show teachers' faces are more effective than simple narrated slideshows. Yes, nakaka-flag ng attention yan, yung nakikinig ka lang. Hindi mo nakikita si teacher. So, make it more interactive. Okay? Intersperse your slides with video of yourself. Yun lang, ina-advertise mo lang yung mukha mo kasi you have to make them feel you're there, you're present. Kahit naman recorded video 'yan, ipakita mo rin yung ano mo. Kung mag-record ka, puwede mo namang ilagay yung video mo dito na nagsasalita, 'no? You can do that sa OBS. Lalong-lalo na, 'pag green screen ng background mo or naka-filter ka sa chromatic. I just forgot, the name. So, puwede ding mag-record ka ng video like explaining a slide pero nandito ka sa gilid. Nakikita ka nila na nag-e-explain. That way, kahit hindi ka naman nandun, talaga nagtuturo at that time, pero nakikita ka nila na kasama ka sa video. Because do you think these skills are inborn talents? Of course, no. We learn. We learn this growing up because skills are learnable. If your classmate, if your co-teacher is so good with the use of class in, because they are learning to learn, they learned about the use of that app, and so can you. Ayun. Stay curious, keep learning, and keep growing, and always strive to be more interested than interesting. Okay? So, ayun. Learn and lead. And hopefully, you will enjoy the experience of teaching online, even learning online. And this is the end of my third presentation. Okay? Now, I'm about to open my Sorry, is it still shared? Naka-share pa ba, ma'am?
Wala na po, ma'am, natanggal na
Okay.
po.
Okay. So, on to the fourth presentation, and this will be over very soon. So kung may katanungan naman diyan, pwede kayong mag-insert before I share the screen with you.
Beryl Joy de Peña, one of our siguro now the siguro pinaka tawag dito,
Attentive.
na estudyante natin ngayon kasi para siya yung
Mhm.
maraming sinasabi, which is I really like
Okay.
about that. Sabi niya,
Yeah, I
ma'am,
appreciate that
hence,
too.
to be proficient in using ICT tools is a must for teachers para mas maging interactive and effective yung classes online. Learn to be skillful para ma-utilize yung tools. Yun yung sabi niya, ma'am. Para siyang generalization or para siyang reflection on what you have said kanina po when it comes to, I think, the third presentation that you have given po. Yun yung sabi niya.
So, ang masasabi ko lang, I couldn't agree more. Okay. So, ayan. On to the third. Are we good, Ma'am Conces?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We are on to the fourth slide. Ayan, matatapos din. So, here are the tech tools for online teaching. Ano ba yung dapat mong bilihin? Ano ba yung kailangan mong pag-investan ng mga technology? Okay? So, here are the things you need to consider. Number one dyan, of course, number one dyan si internet, no? Si device, si laptop, si desktop, yung device, and then the internet. Kailangan mo mag-invest dyan. Kailangan mo yan. If you will not invest on that, kailangan mo yan. Ito namang tablet, stylus, digital pen, at saka whiteboard and speaker, mga secondary na lang yan sila. So after the internet and the desktop and the device, the laptop or the desktop, you need a webcam and a headset. And we'll talk about the specs, okay? In this slide, we are going to talk about the specs. Okay, let me just set this to, okay, yun naman pala. All right. In terms of internet connectivity, noon, okay lang yung 2 Mbps kasi hindi naman masyadong mabigat. Ang ginagawa lang natin noon is mag-chat, mag-video call pa naka-naka, paminsan-minsan. Pero ngayon, yung klase kasi is video conference na. So, 2 Mbps is going to be slow. So a connection of 500 kb to 2 MB per second bandwidth can support live chats lang, as well as content upload. If you intend to make HD live classes, like doing video conferencing, you will eventually need more than that. Okay, minimum would be 3 Mbps. Now, in terms of Wi-Fi connections, yung Wi-Fi kasi that tends to drop. Nagfa-fluctuate kasi yan kasi sa hangin lang dumadaan yung connection natin. Now, tingnan nyo nga, yung mobile data nyo humihina kapag umuulan, maulan. Kasi nga, you are relying on the wireless connectivity. So, uh, you will need yung wired connection. 3G and 4G networks provide enough bandwidth for a live online course. Pero, if you have Messenger, Facebook, TikTok, at marami pang iba na tumatakbo sa mobile phone mo, eventually yung Mbps is distributed dun sa mga apps na tumatakbo. So if I were you, close them all. Close them kung yun lang naman ang internet connectivity mo, kung anong meron ka is 3G and 4G, i-close mo yung iba na tumatakbo in the background para seamless yung iyong connection. Somehow, okay? If Wi-Fi signal is dropping out and you can't afford to miss your session, this is the best thing to do. Make Wi-Fi a secondary option. Make Wi-Fi as your alternative. Make sure that you are wired. Insert the Ethernet cable directly into your system's port since a wired connection is more dependable. Kasi kung ang tapon from your router is 5 Mbps, 5 Mbps talaga yan kapag walang disruption sa signal, kapag naka-wire ka. Whereas kapag naka-Wi-Fi ka, ano yan, that fluctuates pataas, bababa, bababa, tataas, bababa, ganun. Kasi nga, yung signal mo hindi naman steady unless mag-wire ka. Teachers are, this is really a must. You need to have a wired connection when teaching. Kung ayaw mong maputol, sorry, or magka-problema yung iyong session. Okay? It's advisable to go for established players when in terms of ISPs, Internet Service Providers. Again, this slide is not mine. I downloaded this from Commons again. Ayun. So I don't need to prepare for this, no? Ando naman, available naman. Okay, you can go for established players. Sa Pilipinas naman kasi, yung mga established talaga na mga ISPs is si Smart at saka si Globe. Yung dito nga, for all you know, hindi naman sila naaprubahan na maglagay ng satellite dito. So they are hooking up naka-hook up sila sa isang malaking network din dito sa atin. Pero mabilis sila. Ayan, yung mga established na mga ISP. I don't know sa Marbel kung anong, I think when I was there, malakas ang dito doon sa May Usita. I don't know with Smart and I think Globe is okay sa Marbel. Doon sa mga areas, I think sa mga less na mga areas, malakas si Globe. I'm not sure. But I think going to Marbel kasi, going there, pataas. Parang hindi nawawala si Globe. Nawala siya mga after 2 I don't know. Pero bumalik agad. Okay? Ayan. Correct me if I'm wrong. Next is laptop. So, kapag laptop man ang pag-uusapan, guys, if you want to invest on the laptop, make sure that yung specs niyan is can ano is at par with what is being required. So I will tell you later kung ano ba yung mga ideal. Now, in terms of operating system, if your laptop is running on Windows, um, of course, Windows is mas maraming nai-install na hindi masyadong restricted. Pero in terms of processing speed, mabilis si Mac. Mabilis si Mac OS, yung sa Apple. Mabilis siya. Okay? Mabilis din naman si Windows. Lalong-lalo na pag bago ang laptop mo. At saka kung gaming. Yes. In terms of the display of the laptop, depende sa'yo kung okay lang sa'yo yung maliit, yung pang netbook, or yung mas gusto mo yung malaki ang display, 15-inch, 17-inch. Yung mga layout artist kasi yung mga nagde-design, nag-Adobe and all that, yung video editors, mas prefer nila yung malaki ang display. So, it's up to you kung ano yung preference mo. Okay. Now, here are the popular options in laptops. You can consider buying Asus or Asus, Acer, Dell, HP, and if you can go for MacBook or Apple products, yes, the better. Sana lang madali mong matutunan yung paano siya gamitin. Kasi kung nasanay ka sa Windows, iba kasi yung GUI ni Mac. But you can adapt. Madali lang ma-adapt. Okay. So here are some brands you may go for. I'm using an HP kasi sa HP, ang maganda lang kasi sa HP, yung pinagmamalaki niya is yung battery. Mas longer yung life ng battery. But yun lang naman, kapareho lang din sila in terms of processing, speed, depende kasi sa processor din yan. Aside from that, Asus, Acer, Dell, Compaq and any other Sony and any other brands are also good. Okay? Now, for desktop, andyan po si AMD Celeron, AMD, Intel i-series, at saka yung monitor. Okay, ano ba yung ideal for teachers? I'd go for Core i5, 7th gen, or 4th gen pataas. Lalong-lalo na kung ang iyong memory is 4 gig pataas din. If you will need a faster, more reliable, kailangan mo na computer, hindi mabilis mag-deteriorate, I would go for Core i7 and better, or in terms of AMD processors, yung matataas. Ang memory naman, I will invest on 8 gig pataas din. Sigurado ako dun mabilis, kaya ko pang mag-edit ng mga videos ng mas mabilis. Kasi mataas yung specs ng ating unit. So, if you can settle with Core i3, go for 5th gen pataas din. Ganon. Pero ngayon kasi, um, kapag bumabagal na yung laptop mo, puwede din naman hindi ka mag-upgrade, puwede din naman hindi ka bumili. Yung kung ang laptop mo naman is puwede ma-installan ng SSD, bibilis 'yan, like you have never imagined it would. 'Yun. Ang SSD kasi is much faster kaysa sa hard disk drive ninyo, yung solid state drive. It's still a hard disk, guys, pero mas mabilis kasi si SSD kaysa kay HDD, ayan. So, the things you need to consider when buying a computer is the processor, the generation of that processor, the speed, yung mga gigahertz na may nakalagay na GHz, yun ang yung speed. Core i5 ka nga, 7th gen, 1.0 gigahertz naman. Okay lang yan sa umpisa, pero babagal yan when the time comes, kapag loaded na siya. Now, so yes, the processor, if you're going for Intel series, start from Core i3 and up. And then next that you need to consider is the memory, the RAM. Kasi the faster the processor is, the more memory it will need. So dapat mas mataas din yung memory mo. And then lastly, ano ba? Memory, the RAM. Ayun, yun lang naman yung mga basic na kailangan mo sa yung laptop. And if you need bigger storage space, kailangan mo ng mga 500 gig or more, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, and kung marami kang isi-save na mga data. Okay? Now, I don't think it's advisable for teachers to use tablet and mobile phones and all that, but if you would, go for tablets na mataas din ang kanyang memory. At saka, yes, mataas ang memory, mabilis ang processor, Kirin, I don't know, yung mga gano'n. At saka, and lastly, you need a fast internet connection. Ayan. So, ito naman na yung mga ito, digital pen, stylus pen, mga addendums na lang yan sila. Additionals na lang sila. Now, let's talk about the webcam. So, yung webcam naman, if you're planning to buy a webcam, make sure na klaro. So, I'd go for 1080p and up. Ang ano kasi ngayon available sa market is 1080p. That's 1080 pixel. So, itong ginagamit ko ngayon. That's 1080p. Look at the quality. If you're happy with that, you can buy something like that. My webcam at home is 480. So, hindi siya ganito ka-clear. Pero, it's still functional. At saka nakikita pa rin naman ako ng mga estudyante and they don't complain about it. So, yun pa rin ang ginagamit ko. Ano na yun? luma na, like masyadong luma na. Maybe I bought it way back in 2014. Okay. So yun, maganda kapag mataas ang pixel, mataas ang kanyang resolution kasi mas clearer ka. Kasi eventually kapag humina yung internet connection mo, magbe-blur din 'yan or magpi-pixelate. Kahit na magpixelate siya, hindi naman yung sobra-sobra na. Kasi nga 1080p ka pa rin, okey? So eto naman yung mga famous na mga brands, Logitech, A4 Tech, Lifecam. I don't know if that's available here, yung Microsoft Lifecam. Ang alam ko nasa market ni Jensen is Logitech, yung mga ano ha, mga branded, A4 Tech and, yun lang ang alam ko and others. Yun namang mamumurahin, pero mataas naman yung kanilang pixel, 1080p naman, I go for that kasi nga mura. What's important is you can be seen clearly kahit hindi pa branded yung gamit mong cam, okay? Now let's talk about that headset kasi it's very important. With headset guys, you need to have a headset na may microphone. Eto, may microphone yung ginagamit ko ngayon. Now, invest on something na ano, na okay, invest on something na may noise cancellation. Yan. Mag-invest ka sa headset na may effective na noise cancellation. Like this headset I'm using right now, it's Jabra. So, malakas yung ano, buga ng ano dito, malakas yung ano ng air conditioning unit dito, yung ingay niya. And, a while ago may nagpatugtog ng music dun sa background. There are people chatting on the background sometimes, but I don't think you can hear them. Kasi nga merong noise cancelling feature si headset ko, yun. At nag-invest talaga ako dito guys, kasi para kahit na maingay yung environment, somehow kahit papaano may naririnig man ng estudyante, kokonti lang. So gano'n. Ang hirap kasi nung ating headphone sa laptop, yung headphone natin sa ating mobile phone, kasi sensitive 'yan, nasasagap 'yan kahit yung na nag-uusap sa malayo. Kapag masyadong tahimik yung environment, kaya niyang ma-receive niya yung ingay do'n. Yung noise disturbance, kaya niya yung ma-receive, kaya niyang masagap yun. So, invest on something with noise cancellation features. Okay, so ano ba yung mga famous brands? Nandiyan si Logitech, meron din kay A4 Tech, si Plantronics, yan. Yan ang gustong-gusto ko, si Plantronics, kaso mo ang mahal-mahal. Okay. Mahal na nga si Jabra pero mas mahal talaga si Plantronics kasi guaranteed din naman yung crisp ng sound at saka ang ganda ng bass at saka yung noise cancellation niya. Talagang superb din. Like they can even out the noise in the background and the students can only hear your voice. Ayun. Minsan kapag umuulan kahit yung ulan sa labas na nasasagap ng microphone natin. Ayan, may, whiteboard for presentations and I don't think you will need this because may blackboard naman yung ating, apps na ginagamit. Speaker for demonstration, yes, you might need this, but, only if you want to demonstrate something over a video. Kasi nandito na meron na din naman tayong ano, headset sa ating, meron din namang speaker itong ating ano, headset na ginagamit. Yan, that's the end of our fourth slide. I'm going to open the next slide. For the meantime, if you have questions, I can entertain. Yes?
Actually, it's not questions, ma'am. These are all yung parang, ano, parang sinasabayan ka kasi ng mga bata, ma'am, while you are discussing something, lalo na doon sa gadgets that they need to have and invest. during this time
Mm-mm.
of online learning. Meron
Mm-mm.
dito, according kay Miss Labustro, pag wala kang laptop or any device for online classes, napakahirap. Dagdag pa doon yung unstable connection. That's why some students takes time to pass all the requirements. But still, lumalaban pa din. Hashtag SugakodDeped4. According kay Ma'am Labustro. Miss De Peña has also said, ma'am, parang nag-agree siya dun sa sinabi mo po na SSD is better than HDD as well para mas mabilis daw yung ano mo po. There
Mm-mm.
was this Miss Francine Sismoan said that pero ngayon mas kailangan i7 pataas kaya nga lang may kamahalan lalo na po pag 4th gen pataas. Tsaka yung mga laptop ngayon, true ito ma'am, nagkakaubusan na sa market tapos mostly na naiiwan is yung mga pricey na laptop, 50K pataas ang nahihiwan. Sabi niya nga ito, I don't know if this is a joke but I will take this seriously. Kaya no choice daw si Miss Francine ma'am, bumili daw siya sa Lazada 10-10 sale nung nakaraan. And Miss Beryl has said, Jabra, I don't know if I pronounce it well, is pricey but absolutely ideal for online teaching.
That's true.
The best po yan, ma'am, na headset with headset with noise cancellation, Jabra, kaso pricey nga. Yun lang. Ayun.
Yes, that's true. Pero yun na nga din. Kasi meron din akong ibang headset. I have 2 other headsets. They are cheap. They're cheaper. I got them for a cheaper price and they're branded. Pero the thing is, 'pag nagtatanong, "Naririnig niyo ba yung ulan?" Lahat sumasagot, "Yes, ma'am." So, kailangan ko talaga ng may noise cancellation na totoo nito, eh. So, nag-ipon din naman ako. It took me like 6 months para pero this is just hindi naman ito masyadong mahal. I think this is 1,600. Well, it took me 6 months to save money for this. So, I got this for I think for a sale kasi yun na nga 'pag you get a Jabra or Plantronics na mga headset na kakalabas lang, mahal-mahal talaga. So
Yes.
medyo naiwan ito ng panahon and then I saw na on sale kaya I took the I jumped at
Meron
the
dito po, I
opportunity.
think this is each either BS Ed Math or Science student. Sa our observation, ma'am, the teacher used graphic tablet or digital pen, something para mas madaling maintindihan or makasulat ang presentation kasi makakasulat siya ng numbers ng maayos kaysa mouse.
Mm.
So I think I don't know if this is Miss or Mr. Raylen
Mm.
is a math or a science major na student.
Okay. Yun na nga, at the end of the day, what matters is we deliver the instruction, 'no? Kahit
Yes.
ano pa yung gadget na ginagamit natin, kung ano man yun, pero seamless naman yung connection. Like naririnig ka, natapos yung klase na walang hassle. That's what matters most, right?
Yes.
Oo.
And lastly, sabi ni Miss or Mr. Jed Alvarez, even though you have the highest or pricey units or gadget, if you don't know how to use it or how to maximize it, dito parang totoo talaga ito, ma'am. The purpose of the gadget will be defeated or sayang lang din naman.
May tawag kami diyan, technological abuse. Tawag diyan is yes, may tawag diyan, technology abuse.
Technological
Kasi
abuse.
yes, kasi ganito 'yan, ma'am. Someone I know bought a gaming computer. And you
Okay.
know, gaming computers are, 'di ba, masyadong mabilis and
True.
masyadong pricey.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ang ganda ng graphics, like
Yes.
ang bilis-bilis talaga. Pero ginagamit niya only for internet browsing, tapos Facebook, emailing, word processing. That's technology abuse. You have not maximized the features of that technology. Bumili ka ng ganyan, ganyan lang naman palang gagawin mo.
Minsan sinasabi na pag bumili ka ng
Oo.
ganyan, laruan mo.
Ayun. O di kaya gamitin mo for video editing, you maximize
Yes,
the use
yes.
of the technology kasi it's designed for that purpose.
Yes, ang sabi pa ng mga students, ma'am, true, parang naging sabay sa uso lang para kunuhay. Ana ang sabi ng mga students. Sabay sa uso lang ganon, sabi nila, ma'am. Ma'am, laptop ni teacher pang Legion tapos PowerPoint lang gamit. Oo, all mid students. Sabi ng students, ma'am.
Whole mid, ha? Okay. All right. So, Ma'am Diane, I will resume sa last, ano, Ma'am, sa
Yes
last
po,
slide.
yes.
And we will finish. Okay. So, let me leave you muna, Ma'am, ha?
Yes po.
All right. So, here it is. Can you see this na po?
Not yet, ma'am.
How about now, Ma'am?
Meron na po.
Okay, so again, this is the last slide, and after this, the session will be over. Ayun, the similarities of online classroom and the traditional classroom. Of course, you have the same content. Same pa rin naman yung tinuturo natin. Same pa rin yung objectives na kailangan nating ma-meet. And the textbook that we are using, and yung textbook na babasahin din ng Suzanne, it's the same pa rin. The instructor's role is also the same. Okay? We answer questions, we provide resources, we remind them about the dates, the due dates, and when they can submit some requirements. And we still grade schoolwork. Ayan. And then we provide feedback. So that's the similarity between the traditional classroom setting and then online classroom, virtual. We, still we encourage to engage with students, and students engage with us, and everybody else, and we all still provide current info. Now with classroom, online classroom against traditional face-to-face settings. Sa classroom na sa face-to-face, meron tayong physical. But with online, meron tayong virtual. Walang physical classroom. The teacher can teach anywhere and can regard any area as her classroom. And the student can just stay in the comfort of their bedrooms, and still they can consider it their classroom. And ang lectures naman dun sa face-to-face is done by way of delivering it manually, na nandun tayo sa board, nagsusulat tayo sa board, and sometimes we also do some PowerPoint presentations. But with online, aside from doing it in a synchronous way, like doing video conferencing, we can also still have hold classes via email. Like, okay, guys, I'm sending you, every one of you, an email. That will be your project, which should be submitted on Friday. Ayun, and meron tayong blackboard. Yung blackboard na tinatawag dito, guys, is not the green board or blackboard na nasa physical. It's the virtual blackboard. Yung, like katulad nung sa klasin, where your teachers are presenting, where your teachers are writing something, sketching something, doodling there, yun yung blackboard. And of course, sa physical, meron din namang group interaction. And it's still possible sa online. Pwede ding ma-individualize yung teaching, because you can just talk to the students, tell the students, okay, after, maybe later in the afternoon, are you free? I'd like to talk to you about something. I will share with you the Meet link, or we can talk via the messenger. Ganon. And with online, we are exposed to thousands, if not millions or billions of resources worldwide. Okay? So what matters is we communicate. It's very important that when we communicate to students and students to us, because what online teaching is about, it's about communication. So yes. Then we can exchange email aside from chatting, and for students to interact, we can have forums, we can post on discussion boards where they can give their feedbacks to, give their reaction, post their reactions as well. Um, and it's very important that we teachers provide feedbacks to assignment. Meron talagang ang mga estudyante na-appreciate talaga nila na, 'pag nagche-check si teacher ng essay, tapos dini-discuss din ni teacher yung sinabi mo sa paragraph 2, I agree with you on that. You really have a point on this one. I like your idea about this. So, ang dating nun sa estudyante, aba si ma'am nagbabasa pala talaga ng essay. Meron kasing mga teachers na like, whether, let's admit it, merong mga panahon na we just read the first paragraph. Ang ganda ng pagkasabi. Ibig sabihin maganda na talaga ito at the end. Ang haba din ng paragraph. Okay, I give you 20. Ganon. Mga ganon. So we have to give them feedback so that they will know that we are present. We know our presence, that they will feel our presence, that we're really paying attention, and yes, you can use chat rooms like what we're doing right now. We're practicing, everybody is practicing right now, chat rooms. Okay, but we have to consider netiquettes or etiquettes online. Refer to the use of proper manners on the internet. Meron tayong Computer Ethics Society. You read there, okay? And of course, si teacher na-mention na yan sa inyo na maraming beses. So teachers, when you give feedback and mali naman yung sinabi, you can say, don't be too, how do you say, too blunt in discouraging the student about their wrong answers. You can say, that's an interesting point. However, I read that. You want to point out something. Well, that's, yeah, you can say that. Pero, so ganon. Alam nyo na yan, mga teachers kayo. You have earned education units more than I do. So, yun. And point out the positives before the negatives. Always start off with the positives. And yung pag sumegway ka dun sa negative, wag naman yung, ang ganda ng sinabi mo, sabi nga nila, forgive me for the word, anything beautiful you say before but is blanco. Ayoko nang sabihin yung word kasi it's something like, anything beautiful you say before the but is wala yan. Kasi may but ka. Sabi nga, ang ganda mo, pero, ayun, yun sa pero ba, after ng pero, so sinabi mo maganda, pero may pero ka. So sabi nga nila, lahat ng sasabihin mo na maganda before sa pero, ay hindi ko paniniwalaan kasi may nagpero ka. But, you can do it like, na in a subtler way. And that, you have a point. But okay, so don't just say but. Kasi that's emphasizing, okay, pero mali ka. Alright? So, ayan. So, do teachers should do and perform knowledge check. Oh, let's see if you really are paying attention. Ano yung sinabi ko kamakailan lang? Hindi ganon, no? Are you really paying attention? So let's hear it from ganito, ganito, ganito. Ayan, attentive na yung mga estudyante. Bigla na yung pag sinabi mo, are you there? Yes, ma'am. Ang bilis makasagot. Pero naghuhugas pala ng plato sa malayo. Hindi naman, joke lang. Okay, anyway. So let's help students to succeed, even if we do it online. Okay, teachers, that's your creed, to help the students to succeed. You know what? If there is ever a noble profession in the world, there are only a few noble professions. Pero number one po si teacher. That's the noblest profession. Okay? Because you produce successful people. If they choose to fail, that's their choice. But when you teach them, when you were their teacher, isa na lang naman ang gusto mong mangyari sa isang araw, ang makapagturo. Kasi gusto mong matuto sila. Kasi matatapos din yung kanilang edukasyon. And you will be part of their success. Ganon. So, encourage students to view links. Pag minsan, nagbibigay ng links si teacher, oh, you read about this, you listen to this audio recording, you watch the video, and then give me a reaction on this. Minsan, kahit nagsabi ni si teacher ng gano'n, hindi pa rin nanonood yung iba. Ano? Okay, whether you like it or you like it, that's the truth. Anyway, link new and prior knowledge. Yun, yung mga alam na nila, you can give additional points to them. You can support it. Okay? What they already know. And what they don't know or what they are not aware of yet. Okay? Next is find the best learning modality. If they learn better by you doing the synchronous session or them answering the projects you're giving them, adjust to their what's best. Yun na nga din lang. You always realize this. You always put this in mind. At the end of the day, matapos ang araw, ang importante lang naman is nakapagturo tayo at may natutunan yung estudyante. Okay? Interact with you. Students should be encouraged to interact with you and your classmates. And their classmates. Ayan. And also tell them when they can email you with questions. If you have questions, you can just email me. Maganda kasi yung email, guys, kasi walang notification. Hindi katulad ng messenger. If you feel like messaging the teacher any time of the day, okay lang 'yan kung isang beses. Pero kung araw-araw or madalas mo nang gawin, my goodness, baka merong ginagawang importante si teacher tapos si teacher naman yung tipo ng tao ba na hindi good mapakali kung dili makatubag. Bisag ayoko naman talagang mag-reply pero I can't help it, yung gano'n good. Ayan, so provide detailed feedback. Students should be encouraged to provide detailed feedback. You should provide detailed feedback. Okay? Feedback on the right answers. Na kahit naman tama sila, hindi mo na sila sabihin, oh, tama yan. But you can still improve by, wag tayong makampante dahil tama yung answer niya, hindi na rin tayo magbigay ng feedback. Somehow, give feedback still. Okay? Take feedback from students. If the students say, "Ma'am, masyado kang mabilis magsalita," huwag kang magalit. Paspas day, "Ay, hinaya na ako ni B, hinay jud kaayo." Huwag, no? Don't be like that. Okay, take feedback from students. If they say, "Si mama kanang I like how you teach, ma'am. Kaso lang." So, sige lang, be ready with the kaso lang, and take it as it may be your weakest point, but take it as a challenge na you can do better, no? Huwag yung lain man daw kung magtudlo. Huwag kang mag-discourage. Improve mo para magbago yung pananaw ng estudyante sa'yo. Okay? And the professor was very good with feedbacks. Ayan. So, ma-encourage ka na lalo kasi na-appreciate nila yung ginawa mo. And yes. So, we want to help students succeed in the classroom and in their field. Okay? So, here are the 6 commitments in doing that. Frequent and effective communication with students. Okay? Send them emails, give them feedback, make discussion boards, give them assignment feedbacks, and yan, nakalagay instant message kasi meron ang iba kasi parang pakiramdam yun na guys, si teacher kayo lang yung nire-replyan. Imagine myself, I am the site administrator ng LMS at saka ng class in dito sa Zensan. And you can just imagine how many message I receive every day. Nung yung start ng klase, more than 1,000 goes to my inbox sa Messenger. Hindi ko na nababasa yung iba. Ngayon kung hindi mo naman na-feedbackan yung humingi ng tulong, aba sasama yung image mo sa kanila. So you make it a point that you you reply. Eh meron namang iba din na akala siguro nila ikaw lang yung nag-message sa kanila. So gusto nilang sagutin mo din agad. Ang ginagawa kapag hindi ka pa nakapag-reply in 3 minutes, tumawag na, nag-video call na. Oh my goodness, okay? So nakalagay diyan, instant message is optional. Kasi guys, at the end of the day, the messenger of the teachers is for their personal use. It's for our personal use. It's for your personal use. Kaya nga maraming teachers gumagawa ng second account for classes lang. Para sa klase lang. Kasi para lahat ng nagko-contact dun, lahat ng mga yun, concerning the students and concerning the school. Minsan si teacher nagde-deactivate na ng account kasi masyadong nang nakukulitan. Ayun. Ayan. And next is remind students of important dates and other items. Announcements. Make announcements. Meron din naman ganyan sa LMS natin. So gumawa kayo ng announcements. Communicate with the entire class. Use start and end dates. So it's very important yung start and end dates. Guys, pwede nyo akong i-message from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. From Monday to Saturday. So, sinabi mo na yun, klaro na yun. So, if anyone messages you beyond 5 o'clock and on Sundays, you have the right not to respond. Kasi sinabi mo naman. You made it clear to them. Ayan. Next, grade assignments fairly and in a timely manner. Manage, preview assignments and actual assignments. Yes, kasi nga pagkatapos mag-quiz ni student, pagkatapos niya ang exam, kasi nga online na, automatic na yung checking nun. So, kung si student mag-a-assume na, kaya hindi ko pa nakukuha yung final score ko kasi may essay part yung exam. So, basahin pa yun ni ma'am, checkan pa yun ni ma'am. Eh, dumaan na 1 buwan, hindi ka pa rin nag-feedback. O, tinamaan ako diyan. Oh, 'di ba? You're making them wait. They are anxious to know their scores. Lalo-lalo na yung mga may mine-maintain na grado, okay? Minsan nangungulit, nagagalit din tayo. Okay, commit to the student's success. If you want your students to success, commit to them. Be proactive. Be available, even if not all the time. Provide resources. Give them something to read. So that kahit wala kayo sa classroom, nandun ka pa rin, nagbigay ka pa rin ng inputs. Yes, meron namang student services coordinator sa school. Hopefully, my help desk, my online student center, at saka tutoring. Yan. Frequent communication with the school staff on online education. If you're experiencing some problem, you can tell the administrator about it. I-report mo sa program director mo, sa head mo, sa superior mo, so that they will know what you're experiencing, why you were not able to teach, why you were not able to meet your students. Ayan. And then submit weekly report on time about your accomplishments, about your work, about the updates of how you do your job. Never stop learning. Kung meron mang propesyon sa mundong ito na unlimited yung learning, it's being an educator, no? Hindi katulad nung let's say for example, you're working in an office. Merong pinapagawa si boss sa'yo, na kailangang matapos before 5 o'clock. Tatapusin mo din naman 'yan. And there's no need for you to bring it home. Na dadalhin mo pa sa bahay at dun mo pa gawin. Eh, si teacher, Merong bago do'n, hindi mo alam. So, aralin mo din 'yun. Merong mga exams na hindi mo pa nache-checkan, dalhin mo sa bahay. So, ayun. Always be flexible, never stop learning. No current topics, no blackboard. Ito, online kasi 'to, 'di ba? So, no the blackboard. Yung blackboard na tinatawag is yung app. Like for example, yung Blackboard Class In. Okay, so I guess that's about that. And we are done. Thank you so much for your time. I'd like to leave you some quotations here. The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. I hope you can be all that. If not, be the great teacher. So it must have been a great task convincing yourself to show up, to learn every day, to be present in class over and over again para sa mga estudyante. Para sa mga teachers, it must be very hard for you to be present every day, to attend to students' concern every day, to teach again and again. But thank you for not uh, giving in or giving up. Thank you for giving yourself. Thank you very much for this opportunity to share with you today. And that ends my presentation.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that. I am waiting for their feedbacks regarding
Mm-mm.
your presentation po. But it seems that more of the uh ano tawag dito, more of the comments of the students are somewhat like self-realization. Others are anong tawag dito, yung parang reflection on what they have learned. And also, words of parang, what do you call this? Congratulations to you, ma'am, saying that may nagsabi na very well said. Actually, there are instances of your talk, ma'am, which is I have also realized na tama there are still things that I as a teacher, yun nga sabi mo kanina, ma'am, na I as a teacher needs to adjust. Meron ding I still need, or there are many things that I need to learn about this online platform. But nevertheless, ma'am, all of the things that the students are telling us is thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for
Thank you
the
too.
opportunity that you have
Salamat
given us
din.
despite of the short notice. Thank you for the knowledge, ma'am, that you have given our
You're
students.
welcome. Thank you din.
Okay po. So let me share my screen po. Ito. Since wala na open forum, let's proceed with awarding of certificate to our guest speaker. May I have the honor to read the content of the certificate. Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Colleges Marbel Incorporated, Purok Waling-Waling, Arellano Street, Barangay Zone 2, City of Coronadal. Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Ethel L. Oczon for rendering her time, effort, and passion in sharing her expertise in webinar on teaching in an online learning environment aired in South Cotabato, Philippines, given this 15th day of October at Coronadal City, South Cotabato, Philippines. Signed by our program director, Dr. Johnny S. Bantulo. Once again, ma'am, thank you very much for the opportunity of listening once again to you, despite of the fact that I am always listening to your talks last year and this
Thank
year.
you, ma'am. Thank you, Ma'am Diane.
It seems that it is hindi siya nakakasawang pakinggan, lalo na at those things are timely in our instance. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the time.
You're
And
welcome,
now,
ma'am, and thank you also.
yes po. And now, dear students, let's do the recap. Actually, ma'am, kaya ako hiningi yung slides mo kasi I wanted to make a short recap through parang siyang interactive game. So everybody, I'm going to share to you a tawag dito, link in the actually ito okay na ito. Hintay lang kayo. I'm just going to get the link so that maglaro tayong lahat. Wait lang ha. Sige. Sharing the link. Ayan. I hope everybody could get the link. Ayan, meron na po ang link sa inyong YouTube account. Please click the link. And I am going to wait you dito sa ating virtual platform. So for 5 minutes, I think 4 o'clock, let's start. 1 minute lang. Ayan, we have already participants coming in. Ayan. So, sige. More pa po. Sige, 2 minutes more. Okay, good. Actually, this is just a 5 item quiz. Tapos, top 5 din ang hihingiin ko. Ayan. Ang nakikita ko mostly is Jansan. I have seen a few from Marbel. Ayan. Ang cute ninyo, tita. Sige. Sige, it's already 4 o'clock. 4:01 or 4:02. Pag-aabot ng 50 to 100 ang ating participants dito. Ayan, itong babantayan ko. We're going to start. Okay. More. Pasok mga suki. Presyong Divisoria. Ayan, 51, 2. Wala na. Wala na talagang papasok. As in, 197 ang nasa loop. So, I am expecting kalahati. Sige, more pa po. Sige. Another. Okay, 60. Tama na ito. Let's start our game in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let the battle begins. Sige. 5 items lang yan, ha? Ayan, ay nagtama. We're going to end at 4:05. Okay, good. 4:05. Show only top 5. Sige, 4:05. Let's start. Three minutes more. Merry Christmas, everyone. 2 minutes more. Minutes na lang, ha? 2. 1 minute more. 1 minute more. Seconds. Seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? It's already 4:05. So let's end our game. So let's see who got the first. We have Nick, second, Fretchie Abangan, and third we have Francisco Rubia the third. Ayan. So it seems that I hope na kita niyo yun kung sino yung 5 nanalo. We have here Nick, Abangan, Fretchie, Francisco Rubia, Warren Neri, and Eric Cafe. Ayan, those are our top 5 students. Okay? So much for that. Na-enjoy ko yung laro. Wait lang. Ayun. Let's go back to our presentation. So, aside from that, we're going to have a reflection of what you have learned with Ma'am Ethel. So, please go to my Facebook account, Consestayan II. Naka-public po ito. Then, you're going to, yung post lang po ang naka-public ha. Then, you're going to answer the question, what did you learn from our speaker today? So, you're going to put there lengthy of comments. Then, I'm going to choose 5 top students. Syempre, gagamit po ako ng rubrics, just to be fair. Essay rubrics ang gagamitin ko. Content-wise, of course, mas malaki. To be fair to everybody. So you could already go. You may have a screenshot of this para malaman po ninyo. Okay? So to all our winners, please claim your prizes by texting your full name, your contact number, your service provider, and also send it to 0935-697-8113. Okay? So that will be all for now. Ma'am Ethel, are you still there po? Ayan. So that will be all for now, children. Thank you very much for attending our webinar. And I am really hoping to have a more interactive way of seminars. Thank you very much. This is from Ramon Magsaysay Memorial College's Marbel Incorporated, signing out. Bye po.